This is Midrash Tanchuma, Parshat Naso, entitled Why God Takes the Tragedy of the Sotah to Heart. So basically, the Midrash is drawing parallels between the woman who's unfaithful to her husband and to the Jewish people who are unfaithful to God. Let me share with you some of the relevant verses, and you'll see how the Midrash builds this case. So the first one is, it says, Ish ki siste ishto warlovo ma'al, right? So it literally means ish means every man whose wife is unfaithful, but the Midrash takes it literally. It says ish, meaning the fact that this word ish is listed twice is already showing you that one ish is the husband and one ish refers to God. How could ish refer to God? Because Hashem is referred to in the Exodus story as Hashem ish milchama, a man of war. So that's one proof that the Midrash uses. And it also says, V'avralav ruach kina v'kinei es ishto, right? That this jealousy, overtakes the person. Now, that same word kina, you'll remember, is also a term used to describe God. Ki anochi Hashem Elokim kel kana. God is jealous or zealous. So again, drawing these parallels. And the Midrash goes so far as to say that when you are the Sotah, who's being unfaithful to husband, is also denying the existence of God. So how does that work? Because if you think about it, these people are going off together at night. She's going in some kind of secluded place with another man. So they think nobody is watching, but of course God is watching. And there is a big idea, as you'll see in other sources, that whenever you do something that you think nobody is watching, but God is watching, then it is like denying the existence of God. And so there is actually a parable that the Midrash brings of someone who was both an architect and a tax collector. And when notice went out that he was going to come and collect, people started hiding their valuables in different places within their, apartments and homes. And the tax collector said, "Hey, are you forgetting I'm the architect? I built all your homes. I know every nook and cranny. You can't hide anything from me." And of course, that's a parable about God who you can't hide anything from God. So another example of this is the difference between the gazlan, the armed robber, and the ganaf, the thief who goes in the cover of darkness. So the one who goes in the cover of darkness, he has to pay more. He has to pay back twice. Than the gazlan. Why? Because he again is going to cover of darkness because he's afraid of being caught by man. But it doesn't care that God is watching. He's only trying to conceal his activities from man. But the other one, the gazlan, is brazen, go in the middle of the day and do an armed robbery. At least he's not putting, the fact that God is watching any differently. He's not considering it any differently than man is watching. He's just brazen. So all he has to do is return what he stole. So the famous, that's exactly what Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai says in the Gemara when he's asked why the difference. Is because of that very idea that a brazen thief is not showing that he doesn't care that God is watching. He doesn't care that anybody. He doesn't care who's watching, and so he has as I said, a lesser punishment. So to sum it all up, why perhaps is the Midrash making this? Pulling these two ideas together about the Sotah being, not being loyal to her husband and the Jewish people not being loyal to God. So perhaps God is worried about these very same characteristics that if you trample on the fidelity and the sanctity of your marriage, then it's very likely that you'll be callous and insensitive enough to trample on your relationship with God. Have a great Shabbat.